I think it's actually kind of thin. No clue how he's playing. Call is hopefully good. Queen 10, this is like one of those that I talked about before, that I will switch my opening range here because of that 40 and the 30 BB stack that are not flatting much, or we just don't have deep stacks. I prefer have like Queen X, 10X, Jack X, King X in my hand over playing like deuces, threes, fours, fives. That way I change my range a little from under the gun and should do a little better just given the stack sizes. Okay, 5 deuce here. See, he min opens as well. He likes to force you to play lots of hands. Yeah, 5 deuce off is not one of them. And in that spot with the recreational behind, I will definitely open up a flatting range. If he min opens now, I will most likely flat my ace jack. I might still sometimes 3-bet. I go for a flat here. Just having some additional EV from like someone behind, maybe being a slightly weaker player, I don't know, but it's just more likely. Now, it's tough to play the small blind correctly if you never do it, but it's important that I have kind of an idea how my range looks like. And here it's like all the hands that I don't want to 3-bet against Luke, like the 3-bet is really, really close, but I have additional value behind. So that will have some ace queen offsuit, that will have like some pocket 8s, pocket 7s, and that is actually a pretty good board for me given the suited broadways. I won't do anything with ace jack, but if I had a spade, I can think about doing something or definitely continue. And his c-bet means something. He's not range betting that board here either. So yeah, let's see. Check raise, call, and Feng C going for it. Bottom left, I face a small blind flatter. I don't know this guy. This is why I'm playing the table. I'm facing a small blind flatter again. And this is why I check back king queen here pretty much always. I want to keep in his king jack, king 10 that he has potentially against an overbet. Him just wrapping a 9. Okay. Expecting to get called by an ace. I see that as like incredibly value heavy, but okay. It's obviously fine sizing. Here, I sometimes 3-bet king 9 of diamonds. I roll a call, and the queen 8 of hearts is pretty close, but here let's mix standard open. And here with the king 9 of diamonds, we can obviously check raise, we can check call. I like thinking about, okay, what good stuff is happening. I'm folding out ace 9, am I folding out king jack, king queen? I think so, offsuit, so this is good for my king. I want to check raise aggressively on paired boards, so this gives it a higher frequency that good stuff is happening. I'll just go for it this time. This is a diamond, which is obviously good for both players. I have lots of diamonds in my check raising range. He continues with all the diamonds he's having, while that 8 is a pretty card for me here as well. But I cannot overbet because he has pocket 8s a lot in theory. We just continue small here. This is what we can do with almost our entire range. A 10 can still value bet like that. Diamonds can go like that. That would be a nice run out. And here, pretty much same thing. Is good stuff happening. I have a backdoor straight. I have an overcard. This is a perfect candidate for a check raise. Queen 5, queen 3 would be even better maybe. I'll give that like a 60% check raise. And we go for it. It's our buddy Sunny92 here, playing all the mid stakes and stars these days. Pretty much playing with him every day. And 7-4 is not good enough here against a very good player in the big blind. This here sucks. All my 5-3 and so on did not connect. My overcard is still slightly okay. Blocking that connectivity here is good. Folding out 8-7-6 or something like that. I have to stick, or actually I stick to big sizing here. I'm not 100% sure. It's like I try to make a pattern for double flush draw boards, but it somehow always is different whether you use a smaller bet or a bigger bet. I'm not 100% sure. Would need to look that up. It won't be horrible. Just knowing the combinations that I just talked about, what is happening with those, we will have fold equity on our side. We have equity going, so it cannot be too bad. That's pretty important for me in that spot. I see here what Luke is doing. So now what the strategy here is that he is not way lighter, right? He is not way lighter. It's just a very different SBR than I'm used to. So he plays like, I have an uncapped range. He says like, okay, I'm playing now. He pretty much plays without fold equity. I still need to fold the correct hands, but obviously this is a clear call. I need to find the correct 4-bets here, and I need to play, way more important, I need to play the SBR more correctly. Because now obviously it's instead of like 15 in the middle and having like SBR 6 or so, with 11 and SBR 9. So it's like overpairs are not always the nuts, right? I can pressure him more on some boards and less on others. It's important that I'm range aware of what I'm having. Like here, I'm having every pocket that I open raise. So currently I told you I'm not open raising pocket 3s here, which is a problem here. Maybe this is kind of obvious with those short stacks that I never have that. And this is why his big sizing is actually pretty good. My ace 3 is a clear continuation. The ace is just such a big card, and the 3 as well. And this will be a 2-street continuation very, very often. I beat or actually dominate lots of his bluffs while having 5 very clean outs. One problem is that his bluffs obviously have lots of equity against me as well. But a random king jack obviously has 6 outs against my hand. He should split a little. He has offsuit hands. He should keep going with spades a lot. I'm check jamming quite a lot here, like some spades, obviously. I'm check jamming like 5-6. And now we are like getting with a big size and another very big size, we're getting actually close to the normal SBR, right? River SBR will be same like in a 3-bet pot. Still, I paid way more to get here, so my range is kind of stronger. So he keeps it wide pre-flop, and now he narrows it down. But still, I mean, pocket 7s are good, pocket 4s are good with the additional gut shot, but my hand is better than pocket 8s. This is now not the best card. It looks like, okay, I'm protected, I have lots of 4x, I might have 4-5, I might have pocket 4s, but it's important that I know my range, that I don't have that. Now it's interesting, what is his jamming range? Does he figure that out himself? That he can still easily value jam pocket jacks and queens here. Easily for stacks. Some people might be scared. If that is not the case, well then it's like kings, aces, and then my hand gets more and more of a better catcher. Yeah, his bluffs are like random high cards like king, queen, king, jack, queen, jack. He shouldn't actually bet ace 4 too often on the turn with the risk of me check jamming. This is like a 0 EV catcher if you look it up like anywhere. I'm just thinking about how good is it. I don't think that he's really bluffing lots of ace highs, like no ace king that has showdown value against my ace jack, ace queen of spades. It's actually having the ace blocks aces, but not many bluffs. Not having a king, not having a queen, not having a jack is good. That's his bluffs. And now it's like kind of the thing, like do I run a randomizer if he jams? We played a lot this morning already, and he had it in every single spot. So I don't know whether that plays a role. He always tanks for like 50 seconds each decision, which kind of annoys me. And now it's like everything we have is just the same hand, pocket 7, 6, 7, and I think this is one of the better hands. So I will give that some calling frequency. Let's first look at the number and then make the decision. If it's like a 70, we have an easy fold. If it's like a 25 and lower, we have an easy call. In between, we make a decision. 83 is unfortunately an easy fold. I kind of wanted to call, but it's not like it's a printing call. It's important to somehow have like an idea of our range here and understand what's going on. Pocket 8s here, often a 3-bet, sometimes a call. And bottom right, pocket jacks going for the easy 3-bet. Check, check, check on ace 10-4. Interesting. We try to check down. King is obviously very, very, very bad card. He has lots of king highs that he checks all the way. We can only hope for a give up that turned a 7 or maybe a 4. Yeah, here we go. Now he even limps with that player involved. So happy to see a free flop with something like that. Ace queen 9. I can easily still bet very high frequency. I could play with checking range as well. I'm actually betting 10% pot here. And here we have an open limp from that guy and an overflat. And this here is just a large ISO. Unfortunately, I cannot see hand histories to see whether he limped before. 6-3. I have some nice backdoors, but I'm more interested in playing him. I think this guy can just limp his entire range more or less that he wants to play. Pocket jack's a very clear check. The jack 5 deuce against this guy over limping. This is like the SBR of a 3-bet pot. He can have lots of 5s and deuces. That scares me a little, but queen 10 is a pretty nice hand to keep going here to start with. So I'm using that half pot. And pocket jacks now. Check, check. Definitely a check, hoping to win against king 10, hoping to win against the 9. Question is just how often am I check jamming, blocking the king jack suited. And now it feels like we run into pocket 5s, but blocking, I mean, does it make any sense? What is he calling here with? So here we have 10s, here we have queens and aces. I play the same way. 85 is not a jam, unfortunately. Like in a 3-bet pot, this is a mandatory bluff now. Blocking queen jack and jack 10 of hearts, but is he flatting that suited? What is he actually having? I'm so scared, but people overflat are actually like the deuce x 5x. Like big size, is he floating light here? I actually think I have to at least go one more. I have that in mind. Like I try to transfer something I know from like a spot I know, which is a 3-bet pot, small versus spot, but this is very different. Very, very different. Again, a small blind flat, lots of guessing game what his range is. It could contain deuces and 3s. It could not. And now this is a very, very bad card. But I think like I wouldn't actually value jam a king. I think I'm already running into it a lot. Now it would be good to at least block the king of diamonds. That would be something he could have. And I think I just run into it a lot. And I don't want to really bluff that spot. Over limp and then call my very large raise. Why didn't he want to ISO? Something he wants to call against 6.5x. This seems very, very weird to me. So random speculative hands are folding earlier. So I think he just has something very good. So I'm giving up here, overruling any theory. And this here is bet. It feels thin actually. Should raise his sets. I don't know this guy. He can have all kinds of flushes, obviously. I think it's actually kind of thin. No clue how he's playing. Call is hopefully good. 3s, that's like we are running bad. We are running bad this hour. And like there's no way he doesn't have it. Like there's just freaking no way. The over limp, it's like 5s every single time. I'm happy I didn't have a jack, to be honest. This is my feeling inside. I want to write down flats, pocket 3s, slow plays. I mean, I'm betting 75% on the turn, so I cannot show the hand history somehow anymore. But I see bet button versus small blind half pot on 7 deuce 3. Okay, you can slow play your set there. Good high cards coming. Turn is a 10 with a flush draw. I turn infinite outs, and well, this time I had a top pair and I go 75%. This is the time where his threes are just the most mandatory raise ever. And then I river the jack and the flush gets there. It's like, yes, how much value do I have? Feels so nitty to just check back. But in theory, if he fast plays correctly and fast plays some of his draws, I shouldn't be beat too often actually. Maybe a little results biased, but the feeling is there. Same like the queen 10 of hearts here.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to support the channel and stay always up to date, then leave a subscribe here or check out our next video.